That's right. The largest part of the PNG market is not illegal homebrew, it's not legal sales, but it's actually shadow market products. These are legal products that are quite often sold either not paying any of the taxes or they're misdeclaring the level of alcohol.
Mr. Scoville said the report is also concerned about the rise in illicit alcohol production and trade, driven by high tax on legal alcohol products. These measures triggered consumers to seek cheaper, often unregulated alternatives, leading to revenue loss for legitimate businesses and potential health risks.
So one of the big problems is that a lot of this illicit and unregulated, so homebrew is really bad. It's not clean alcohol. It has relatively high levels of methanol, and everybody knows somebody who's become very, very sick after drinking homebrew. We've actually had many documented cases of people dying and losing their eyesight. The steam and homebrews are there, so about 24-25% of the market was illegal homebrew and the like. 39% of the market is actually what we call illegal or unregulated.
The impact of illicit alcohol includes serious health risk for consumers, social and community risk, harms legitimate producers, among others. The report also concluded that the illicit alcohol has increased and it now represents 71% of the PNG alcohol market. In 2024, PNG alcohol market accounted for 10.54 million litres of pure alcohol, in which 31.3% were homebrew, 37.9% of cheap branded alcohol, 1.4% of counterfeit products, and just 29.3% of legal alcohol. Pakatambua, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister James Morapp, in his keynote address, said the government will be looking into the report to start enforcing laws related to illicit alcohol production and sales.
These are legacy laws we've inherited into our sovereignty in 1975. In 2025, we must tidy to secure that aspect of our economy so that no illegal and black market alcohol, illegal and black market tobacco exists. And we allow for those who are legally in this business to be in business, pay the fair share of tax and duties, and also because they're legally in operation, have a legal obligation to be in operation in a safe manner that is good for all of us, including those who choose to be.
The National Weather Service highlight that more rain is expected in parts of PNG. Giving an insight to this is the Assistant Director for Forecasting and Warning with the PNG National Weather Service, Benjamin Malai. While noting that in general the monsoon period in which the country sees rain last for at least 6 months, 3 months before Christmas and 3 months after, Mr. Malai highlights this.
Now we are into the 7th month, way past before the monsoon. So right now what we want or what we intended was that the number of days that it rains, it has decreased, okay? However, that doesn't mean that we will not be having rain.
Acknowledging that we will continue to have rain, the Assistant Director for Forecasting and Warning further adds.
As per our forecast, right now, we still have warnings for heavy rainfall covering the highlands region of Papua New Guinea, West New Britain, I think, the southern part of Arab, Manus, and Pacifics. So if you see, PNG is located within the deep tropics where it rains right throughout the year. Yes, some areas like NCD falls under that area where during the southern hemisphere winter, it's a little bit too dry. And that's the case right now.
He noted that what's experienced in the nation's capital may not be the case for other parts of the country.
Some parts of the country it's still raining. For instance, Manus, it was raining very heavily this morning. The western part of the New Britain Island, it was raining, and probably some parts of the Pacific, it's still raining now. Towards the evening, it will be raining very heavily in the islands as well. So we will still continue to have some rain during this time of the year until the Christmas holiday.
Meanwhile, the Assistant Director for Forecasting and Warning noted with regard to the Southern Hemisphere winter, the National Weather Service will continue to issue wind warnings, advising all in respective areas to adhere accordingly.
Right now, we have strong wind warning current for some coastal areas, especially from the border, southern Indonesian border, up to Daru, and from Daru to Hood Point, just along the coast there, and also including parts of Milne Bay. I think last week we had gale warning, which includes the Vitia Strait area as well. Probably now is Tuesday, 3 days from now until Friday, we should be experiencing some very, very strong winds coming through again. And that will warrant us to issue a gale warning again for probably the whole part of southern region, Papua New Guinea, including Vitia Strait. That's the area between West New Britain and Morapp.
And New Guinea announced the successful completion of the Airbus A220 cabin crew program at the Airbus Training Center in Switzerland. This is another important milestone as the airline prepares for the introduction of its new A220 fleet later this year.
This specialized program equips Air New Guinea's lead cabin crew instructors with the skills and certification required to deliver A220 training to the wider cabin crew team. The program focused on safety procedures, aircraft-specific systems, service standards and emergency protocols tailored to the A220. 10 members of Air New Guinea cabin crew attended the training, including Ms. Kay Veni, Tabitha Kayatovu and Mr. Jeremy Nguyen. Additional Air New Guinea cabin crew will now proceed to Melbourne, Australia, to further A220 training over the coming weeks. Meanwhile, the first A220 aircraft is now progressing to the paint shop with delivery preparations underway. The journey to Papua New Guinea is currently being coordinated in parallel with efforts to ensure full regulatory compliance. Air New Guinea is working in close partnership with the Civil Aviation Safety Authority of PNG to meet all safety and certification requirements for entry into service. Pakatambua National EMTV News.
Internal Revenue Commission Highlands General Manager Mark Ape has encouraged and urged the local mothers and small and medium entrepreneurs to take the crucial step of registering for the small business tax.
Internal Revenue Commission Islands General Manager Mark Ape made a heartfelt appeal during ICA's Women's Association launching at Purari Primary School in Tambul. Mr. Ape emphasized that registration for the small business tax will open doors to numerous long-term benefits for SME mothers. He highlighted that by registering, these associations and SME mothers can access financial support and resources aimed at helping them grow their businesses. He believes that empowering women in business is essential for economic development and stability in all communities across the country. He further highlighted on registering into small business tax.
Association of the all mama kamapim no narpla association no lukla kamaplen. Em kupla lo yubla going to small business tax. Em on the tax regime when government introduced them then lo 2021 na planti em on lo wakimet. Em yubla mas register andring dos em ba elvim la SME.
Mr. Ape called for all SME mothers to register themselves through Investment Promotion Authority and Internal Revenue Commission by opening their own bank account to go into small business tax. He said IRC team in Mount Hagen is ready to register those mothers who are interested to go into small business tax in the islands region. Meanwhile, Mr. Ape revealed that Valgris company is the top 10 taxpayer in Western Islands province.
Valgris is top 10 taxpayer in the province. So thank you, you come here acknowledge present to you. I'm the top 10 taxpayer in the province.
Edward Luke, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
The National Capital District Commission is set to again host a one-month event for the Papua New Guinea storytelling activities at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium starting this Saturday.
As the country anticipates celebrating the Golden Jubilee come September, NCD will see the program PNG Storytelling for July. This was elaborated by Governor for NCD Poes Pakob today.
With the southern region, and I just want to say this about the southern region. Southern region, Papua region, whatever we call it, has contributed immensely to our nation. Colonial contact, if we want to see it in that context, started here in Port Moresby, out there at Matarea. The Union flag went up, and the rest is history. But from Port Moresby,
Pakob said all the early builders of PNG came from the southern region. Senior anthropologist Dr. Andrew Mohutu outlined activities for the 4 weeks set for PNG stories.
To go back to that story, so we will begin with the Koyaris and the Anobara, then we'll stretch back to the west, to the Gulf, and eventually to the Western Province, and then we will return and try and traverse the arduous border track into Popondeta, where we'll then move eastwards into Million Bay and come back into Central Province to try and tell the story of how this nation emerged from the southern region.
The executive manager for National Cultural Commission, David Times, said a total of 50 singing groups will participate in the first Saturday for Southern Region.
National Capital District Commission, and together with Dr. Andrew Mohutu to build the story, PNG story. So we will start the story here from the Southern Region, as Dr. has alluded to, and we connect to NGI and then onto the Highlands, and then the final region will be the Momasse region. So the story will start here in Southern, as Dr. Andrew Mohutu has alluded to. All our cultural performance that we will be engaging would be like to tell a story. Pardon me. So when you attend the event on the 5th, you are here also not to be entertained, but you also will be educated in terms of history, culture, and all this together. At the same time, would like to tell the story to the younger generation, many of them who may not have knowledge about the history. Some of them are here, they don't know that Hanobara was the first village where the explorers who came in and put the flag, and then after that.
The following Saturday, which will be the 12th of July, will see the New Guinea Island region, followed by the Highlands region on the 28th of this month, and will conclude the PNG storytelling event with Momasse region. The theme for the event is One City, One Country, One Future. Meanwhile, the communications manager and engagement for National Capital District, Xavier Wablasu, guaranteed the general public of safety during the celebration. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Chicken kebab saja nak? Yum!
Beef stir fry.
Chicken curry, my favorite.
Kebabs for you.
Yum!
Stir fry for you. And chicken curry for us.
Magic in every meal, one cube at a time.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of good pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
Dreaming for more than the life we've known. There is more to what the future holds. You me holy man, no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
So fresh, so clean with Sunso.
Soft and lovely hair growth cream. The new way to nourish your hungry hair. The first hair growth cream with natural origins. No silicone, overload of nutrients, and incredibly melted texture that is instantly absorbed by your hair. Available at Trends Essential Beauty Shop in Bryant Bell Plaza, Gordon's, and Eliseo Rainbow, Trends Salons, and all retail shops near you.
Join me on House and Home for all your home and lifestyle improvements.
It's not rocket science. And many of these things too, like I didn't go to school, I teach myself.
From Hatok Mom, health and fitness, interest stories, gardening tips, out and about, pet care, and many more. Join me every Tuesday 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, EMTV.
You're watching National EMTV News. The Western Highlands Governor Wairapa recently revealed that the halt in the work of the Mount Hagen City road links was due to lack of funding from the national government. This city road link project was launched in December of 2023, with China Herba as the contractor under Connect PNG program.
Governor Wairapa addressed the media regarding the Mount Hagen City road links, revealing that the project has been put on hold due to lack of funding from the national government.
City roads, the contract is, China is doing that. But due to the shortfall of funding, they are not being paid. That China government is not paying them. They have, they need to pay their service providers. So they're still waiting for their payment. The road work is under the Connect PNG programs. So they're still waiting for government to make payments.
Mr. Rapa then detailed the completed aspects of the project.
The completion of the... So I think about 60% of the, 60 or 50% of the work is done. But we are yet to complete the other 50%. But I think drainage, and they're still doing drainage work and all that, I think, around Warakum and coming up that way, and then also going towards Kogalamp to KBBN and that way. I saw them, they're still doing that. But the actual sealing will wait until they receive some money.
The 268 million kina project launched in December of 2023 by the Prime Minister and supported by the Minister for Works and Highways, Solan Mersim, and other Parliament members is part of the Connect PNG program. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
5,000 students have again received support from the Western Highlands Provincial Government this year. The announcement was made by the coordinator for the school program, Elton Kewa, today.
The annual school support program for the Western Highlands tertiary students continues this year with another 10 million kina from the Western Highlands Provincial Government. The 10 million kina was successfully distributed to the accounts of each of the tertiary schools last Friday, as per the school fee coordinator Elton Kewa in a phone interview today.
10 million kina was allocated for the Western Highlands tertiary students tuition fee subsidy program that was initiated by the Honorable Governor Wairapa. And we started it in 2023 with a 5 million kina, and then 2024 the funding increased to 10 million, and this year also 10 million.
He further said a total of 5,000 students were assisted with 2,000 kina each.
Students will, each students will get 2,000 kina each, a portion. They will get a portion of 2,000 kina each for both universities and colleges throughout the country. And for this year, we've paid for 5,000 students, a total of 10 million kina.
Mr. Kewa stressed on the criteria to acquiring the school fee support from the Western Highlands Provincial Government.
There's a committee in place, they said, and screening was done without any fee or favor. The screening was, the committees went through a strict vetting process. We have requirements. We have 9 requirements that all the students have to meet the requirements to be part of this tuition fee subsidy program for Honorable Wairapa. So it all went successfully, and this year we've deposited all the checks last week Friday, 27th of June.
The school fee program was an initiative of the Western Highlands Provincial Government under the leadership of Wairapa since 2023.
This week Friday, we are going to send emails to the schools' respective institutions with check copies, confirmation of payment letter, and approved list for the students who are eligible for this year, and check copies, receipt copies, and deposit slip copies as a confirmation of payment. So we'll send them this week Friday, and students will access their funds before the semester 2 starts.
Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
Prime Minister James Morapp said they will not be issuing forestry licensing come September 16 and beyond.
This comes in line with planning for clean green energy in Papua New Guinea over the next coming years by preserving forestry and our oceans. Prime Minister James Morapp stated that harvesting energy from cleaner sources by shutting down fossil fuel will show the world of the moral leadership in the space of green climate responses.
We will not be using any more forestry license come September 16 and beyond. Those who are currently in forestry harvest, cut 1 tree, plant 4 trees down. That's my message.
Morapp said to the companies in the forestry space to follow the environmental plan they have submitted.
Follow the environmental plan you submitted. And we will not be using any more forest license to random forestry. We want to see what we currently have and migrate into downstream processing at the very earliest. And you, the forestry companies, could be the first people in forest conservation with us. You're already in country. Why don't you migrate into forest conservation? And we get funders out there to assist us funding for conservation.
Nicole Rama, National EMTV News.
The Special Parliamentary Committee on Public Sector Reform and Service Delivery is intensifying its efforts to ensure robust governance and accountability across government authorities, with a particular focus on PNG's vital forestry, minerals and fisheries sector.
The committee expressed its satisfaction with the Papua New Guinea Forest Authority's decision to re-engage the services of SGS Limited. The chairman of the Special Parliamentary Committee on Public Sector Reform and Service Delivery, Gary Jufa, said the committee is pleased that PNG Forestry Authority, or PNGFA, has re-engaged the service of SGS Limited.
It is very pleased to note that the national government has taken the issue of good governance in the forestry sector very seriously. This is a very key element necessary for Papua New Guinea so that it stays off the grey list, so to speak. These good governance mechanisms such as this in the forestry sector.
Despite this positive development, the committee affirmed its intent to continue its inquiry into the PNGFA. A notice has been sent to the PNGFA requesting further information regarding the operations. Jufa said the inquiry will continue on the government's commitment to ban round log exports.
In regards to the fact that the TOS Barnett inquiry and the SABL inquiry had made serious recommendations which we feel have not been adequately implemented. So this inquiry will continue as we look at how the government will implement its statement or its commitment to ban round log exports.
In line with promoting national development, the committee strongly encourages Papua New Guinea companies to engage in downstream processing. Nicole Raman, National EMTV News.
More than 200 West Papua citizens gathered today at their little community at Rainbow in Port Moresby to celebrate the 54th proclamation of the Republic of West Papua.
The program today began with a special flag raising and parade, which other PNG communities came along to join the event. Marcus Bonsapia took the honor to read out the text proclamation.
1st of July 1971, that the land and the people of Papua have been declared to be free and independent. In Dutch language, de facto and de jure.
A leader of the community, Olaf Wayankau, reflected on the number of years they lived in the country. He expressed their privilege to have lived in PNG and to see their children attend schools in the city.
2008 until today, so we have 17 years already. 17 years. We can talk thank you long government of Papua New Guinea long game this opportunity. Long pekinini belum apply can go to school.
They are calling out on international community and Melanesian countries for their support in their pursuit for independence.
But the question now comes to me personally, why we still fight for another 52 years? International community, give him recognize on this 1st of July 1971 yet.
Benson Wema, National EMTV News.
BBC Media Action yesterday shared findings from their media study that looked at PNG's use of media and information.
The research found out that information landscape is complex and multifaceted, with many turning to second-hand sources to inform themselves, even among those with access to mobile phones. The survey also indicated that audience in PNG want to see more diverse content, with a good number of saying there is insufficient coverage of local and international news. They are requesting to see more representation of issues across the wider Pacific region. This comprehensive study provides fresh insights into how people across PNG access, use and engage with media and communication platforms, and what they need from them. The research is part of a broader 3-year initiative by BBC Media Action to strengthen the capacity of media and communication practitioners in PNG. The study included a nationally representative mobile phone survey of 1,000 people and focuses on group discussions. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
And now we take a look at the NASFAN market report. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2426 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.2351, $0.3544 Australian dollars, €0.1913 and 33.46 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed higher, copra closed higher, palm oil closed unchanged, crude oil is trading lower, copper closed lower. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family, living each day knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
From humble beginnings 30 years ago, Daytech is now the largest communications technology solutions and services provider in PNG. We have intensified our solution and service offering with sound business practices and a strong affiliation with some of the largest technology providers in the world. Daytech does not only strive towards supplying goods with total customer satisfaction, but we innovate and provide value-added services. Daytech, innovative solutions, valued services.
Serving for over 25 years, the International Training Institute, ITI, is one of the leading higher education institutes accredited by DS. We offer diploma in business management, business accounting, marketing management, small-medium business management, human capital management, information communication technology, and tourism and hospitality management courses. Download our application from our website and apply now for July intake. Orientation on the 16th of July. ITI, investing in quality and affordable education for your future.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
The GWM Tank 300 has all the amazing creature comforts you want. And it really loves going off-road. Hop into Barocco Motors for a spin. Book a test drive today.
I'm Martha, and each week on Kai Time, we'll introduce you to local food businesses showcasing their delicious dishes. Plus, you will discover how to make tasty and affordable meals using ingredients from your local markets. into Kite Time every Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on your number one to watch, MTV.
You're watching National MTV News. The Remdi Oknimbo community in the Mulbaya district of Western Highlands province has completed a new bridge, a project that will benefit thousands within the community. This community initiative was celebrated with the local member and Vice Minister for Police, Jacob Maki, who was invited to officiate the opening.
In a rare display of community spirit as noted by the local MP, the Remdi Oknimbo Community Development Association celebrated the opening of a vital bridge set to benefit thousands. This initiative was achieved through the collective efforts of the community, an initiative lauded by the local MP.
Which is a very, very good initiative that they took. I'm really the idea of the or working sla. So we will get on mas me amas me look was a bridge or working a more good standard bridge without the engineering design, but or use him thinking blowlet, add blowlet, little knowledge blowlet on that long and me look was more very one plus strong bridge where me at me looking me amas.
Mr. Jacob Maki clarified that such work is typically the responsibility of the councillor and further elaborated.
Kind of council staff. Man, no good thing was a road government, so national government, provincial government, or elected like an M. Any road that leads to a council wood, a more council or look killing council work can walk him. Mibla more members, urban members, Mibla can walk him more feeder roads, electoral roads, Mibla can walk him. More district roads, Mibla member can walk him. But any road that leads to a council wood, road responsibility to the council or look na report Mibla.
Mr. Maki called for more of such community-driven projects like this.
Milaga Muslim, this like same something must have long or narlab. No one expecting government to walk him all get something. Places where you can think of him, you by now walk him and you must walk him. You can grab the walk him sometimes something or you think of him road blue in a place you sleep long and you grab long and a mouse door blue in a kind of him. You and still walk the road around. Walk long leg and you walk yet around. Car blue and private car blue, you own a car, you own a car, and car blue or property blue by machine blouse, picking by city blouse.
The bridge opening also marked the official unveiling of the association's new billboard. The association's core objectives encompasses community development, social welfare, human resource development, and SME engagement with focus on fisheries, piggery, poultry, and farming. Sharon Engnui, National MTV News, Mount Hagen.
And now moving to overseas news. New South Wales residents on the state's coast are being told to prepare as a vigorous low-pressure system hits.
The system is quite dynamic and quite vigorous, and we're expecting conditions to escalate through the afternoon. What this means is that's where we're looking at that wind potential increasing, but also that threat of heavy rainfall increasing. This is most likely for areas across the Illawarra as well as parts of Sydney. This means that we have a greater flash flood risk with potential for some fairly heavy falls to develop over a short period of time.
The State Emergency Service has already been receiving calls for assistance, predominantly from the mid-north coast region. It expects the calls to increase as the system sets in.
Whilst the impacts at the moment are more in the mid-north coast area, we are seeing impacts already in Sydney and Illawarra and down the coast. As this system tracks southwards, we will expect to see greater impacts from mid-afternoon today into tonight and tomorrow for the Sydney, Illawarra and South Coast areas. This system will continue to move southward and likely remain active until at least Thursday.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
chicken kebab for dinner. Yum!
Beef stir fry.
Chicken curry, my favorite.
Kebabs for you.
Yum!
Stir fry for you. And chicken curry for us.
Magic in every meal, one cube at a time.
Are you tired of standing in those long lines to get your jackpot tickets? Guess what? You never have to with Telecom USSD jackpot ticket purchase. Simply dial *321#, follow the prompts, and you are set for your jackpot draw. It's as easy as 3, 2, 1. Telecom PNG, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Hilton Port Moresby Hotel and Residence. Hilton Port Moresby Hotel and Residence. Your stay, your house, your home.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
The GWM Tank 500 has a super luxurious interior with 7 family-friendly seats, and it really loves going off-road. Book a test drive today and hop into Barocco Motors for a spin.
EMTV proudly wishes Papua New Guinea a happy 50th anniversary. Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The PNG national women's team, Laka Toys, captained by Ramona Padio, left Jackson's International Airport today, bound for Fiji to defend their crown at the OFC Women's Nations Cup, commencing on the 4th to the 19th of July.
The 23-player squad was officially announced recently by PNG FA, with Ramona Padio as the team skipper. Speaking on the preparations, PNG Football Association General Secretary Amjad Tekwi said the team has been in focused training earlier, sparked by the international friendlies against Fiji. The 2-match series against Fiji saw a 2-2 draw and a 3-1 loss. Tekwi said the friendlies were crucial for identifying areas of improvement. He said PNG is in the Pool A alongside Samoa, Tahiti and Cook Islands, with all matches to be played at Churchill Park in Lautoka. The team will kick off its campaign against Samoa on July 4th, followed by Tahiti on the 7th and the Cook Islands on July 10th. Tekwi affirmed that the team anticipates a strong performance and aims to finish at the top of the pool. Tekwi added that the team's goal is to advance in the semi-finals and ultimately defend the title. Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
Team Papua New Guinea is making its way up in the rankings against 22 other nations at the Pacific Mini Games in Palau.
With strong performances across multiple sports, the athletes are already showing promising results in swimming, VAR and team sports. The PNG men's VAR team has secured bronze in the V6 500-meter open men's final, crossing the line behind Tahiti and Wallis and Futuna. In swimming, Team PNG took to the pool across 3 events. In Event 11, Heat 4 of the men's 100-meter butterfly, Nathaniel Noka finished with a time of 59.72 seconds. In Event 12, Heat 2 of the women's 100-meter butterfly, Abigail Aitom swam 1 minute 11.65 seconds. In Event 13, men's 50-meter breaststroke, PNG had 3 swimmers in the action. Nathaniel Noka swam a time of 32.16 seconds, while Haudaloy came in at 32.20 seconds. Troy Oates finished in 33.73 seconds. Nayeli Takoma Garab gained a silver medal yesterday in the women's 50-meter breaststroke final. She clocked 29.88 seconds, setting a new national record in both the 17-year-old category and the women's open division. The last time Papua New Guinea is represented in softball in the Pacific Mini Games was in 2015 at the 15 Pacific Games in Port Moresby. They returned to the scene this year with a 7-6 win over the Northern Marianas yesterday in the first day of the competition. In volleyball, Papua New Guinea's men's indoor volleyball team defeated Nauru in 3 sets, 3-0. Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
The champion of champions, 5th National Dut Club Championships, is currently underway at Sports Scene in Port Moresby.
The event is sanctioned by the Dut Federation of PNG and hosted by the NCD Duts Association, so 16 teams participating in the tournament. In an interview today, NCD Duts Association President Anthony Caleb gave an update on the tournament.
Competition started off yesterday afternoon with the first game underway. The 16 teams are divided into 2 pools, so they'll be playing a round robin over the next 4 or 5 days. And from there, they go into the finals. We have a total of 16 teams from various associations throughout the country. Popaneta, Kimbe, Arabs sent 2 teams, to name a few, Pomdats, NCD.
President Caleb further highlighted the keynotes of the competition and also thanked the Federation for the opportunity to host the tournament.
This is a club championship. It's formatted differently from the national titles. All the, if I could say, the categories, team game and singles are all played in a match. So with the national titles, you have it separate, where you have the team games played separately from the doubles and the singles. Whereas this one, the COC, every category of the game is played in one match, meaning that you start off with the team game and then you have the triples, the doubles, and the singles to end it. No complaints so far, which is good. As I mentioned, you know, we try to make it as comfortable as possible for the associations who are participating.
Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Share the love with Gala Ice Cream, Gala Cone Ice Creams, Gala Stick Ice Creams, and Gala Classic Tub Ice Creams. Happiness begins with the Gala range of fun flavors which create taste adventures and excitement with every bite. Treat yourself. Share with a friend while chilling. The whole family will enjoy. Everyone has their favorite. Which one is yours? Share the love with Gala Ice Creams. Gala Gala Yum.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck. like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
The all-new GWM Power has the best-in-class pulling power. Book a test drive today and hop into Morapp Motors for a spin.
From humble beginnings 30 years ago, Daytech is now the largest communications technology solutions and services provider in PNG. We have intensified our solution and service offering with sound business practices and a strong affiliation with some of the largest technology providers in the world. Daytech does not only strive towards supplying goods with total customer satisfaction, but we innovate and provide value-added services. Daytech, innovative solutions, valued services.
This Thursday on Sports Scene, ESP Schools Competition Finals, we take a look at Bernice FC's girls-only soccer comp, David Mead on PNG in the NRL, and we speak to one of PNG's very own sons, Marcus Bai.
Hi, I'm David Mead and you're watching Sports Scene.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Pacific Corporate Group of Companies graced Sinisina Yongomul District Rugby League with 50,000 kina sponsorship to conduct its games.
The Managing Director of Pacific Corporate Group of Companies, Jacob Kaupa, said this sponsorship is part of the company's corporate responsibility. Mr. Kaupa mentioned that with PNG entering the NRL in 2028 and the re-entry of the Simbu CBL Warriors for the 2026 franchise competition, the district league will strengthen and add significance to the bid process. He said Sinisina Yongomul Rugby League and Pacific Corporate Group of Companies have a lasting relationship that will now collaborate to enable the continuity of the rugby league in the district. Meanwhile, Kaupa also noted that Pacific Corporate Group of Companies has been supporting the Port Moresby Vipers for 4 consecutive years, and along with church-run programs in and around Port Moresby. Mr. Kaupa expressed that as a businessman, he is doing his part and encouraged other businesses in Simbu to do the same. Lauren Jimal, Trukai Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Morning Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
Serving for over 25 years, the International Training Institute, ITI, is one of the leading higher education institutes accredited by DS. We offer diploma in business management, business accounting, marketing management, small-medium business management, human capital management, information communication technology, and tourism and hospitality management courses. Download our application from our website and apply now for July intake. Orientation on the 16th of July. ITI, investing in quality and affordable education for your future.
The all-new, powerful GWM Power. Book a test drive today and hop into Morapp Motors for a spin.
Soft and lovely hair growth cream. The new way to nourish your hungry hair. The first hair growth cream with natural origins. No silicone, overload of nutrients, and incredibly melted texture that is instantly absorbed by your hair. Available at Trends Essential Beauty Shop in Bryant Bell Plaza, Gordon's, and Eliseo Rainbow, Trends Salons, and all retail shops near you.
It was not done like this before, in our time, about torturing, torturing people and burning them and killing them. It's so serious and it's something new.
It was a shock because we learnt about witch trials. It's part of all our histories. And then I'm sent to PNG and they tell me, no, there's sorcery accusation related to violence. Women are tortured and killed. I was astonished.
This bill is a first step towards eliminating these vile and cowardly acts in our society.
All the boys get a woman and I was with them too. I said, bend them, kill them.
Only put in fire long iron or long knife? Fire, fire. You ready long give him a discipline name long Monday long policeman?
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And now looking at the MoneyPlus weather report for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby City, partly cloudy with possible showers and drizzles. Daru, partly cloudy with evening showers, rain drizzles. Kerema, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Alotau, partly cloudy with occasional evening showers, rain and possible thunderstorms. And Popondetta, partly cloudy with evening rain drizzles and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Tuesday, the 1st of July 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.
Coming up next. At 7 p.m. Auseno, 7:30 p.m. Nokan Kilimeri, 8 p.m. Tokpisi News Headlines, followed by Meklot's Daughter, 9 p.m. Wild